Greetings, everyone. Welcome to HDY 3310 YouTube presentation. We are students at University of Goroka. We'll be doing our presentation based on the topic that we chose. My name is Elva, surname Terry. This is Teresha, and her surname is Manzanaik. Our topic is psychology of the crowd. Let's look at the purpose of studying psychology of the crowd. The purpose of studying psychology of the crowd is to understand how individuals behave differently when they are part of a group compared to when they are alone. First of all, let's understand the word psychology. According to Oxford Language Dictionary, it states that psychology is the significant study of the human mind and its function, especially those behavior in a given context, or is the mental characteristics or attitude of a person or group. Let's break it down further and look at the definition of the word crowd. When it comes to the word crowd, it simply talks about a large group of people in a particular event, sports or ceremonies, schools, and etc. Back to our topic, psychology of the crowd. It simply means a subfield or social psychology that examines how individuals behave within groups, often differently than when they would alone. How does the size of a crowd of psychology change how people act? Well, according to Gustav Le Bon, a French social psychologist born in 1841, the founder of crowd psychology, he explains why people do the things they do in a group. According to Gustav Le Bon, a French polymath, he called that an individual in a crowd is a grain of sand which the wind stirs up at will. He also states that when someone is part of a group, the individuals will become less civilized, even though they may have been respected and civilized when they were outside of the crowd. Many people in the crowd will actually switch to behaving on their instinct instead of rationalizing out what they will do. According to contagious theory, it states that individuals act irrationally as they become under the magnetic influence of a crowd. A person may adopt the behavior of others in a crowd. For example, during the protest, a few people start yelling profanities and throwing objects. What makes people feel anonymous in a group? In the psychology of the crowd, the individualization is the key factor that makes people feel anonymous. This psychological factor makes people feel anonymous, and it occurs when individuals in a group lose their sense of physical identity and self-awareness, become more prone to acting impulsively or deviating from their usual behavior. Several factors contribute to this feeling of anonymity, including a large group size and environmental conditions that reduce visibility or create a sense of distance. For example, it represents a fundamental foundation in how people think, feel, and how they act. It creates a sense of distance. For example, it represents a fundamental transformation in how people think, feel, act when they become part of a larger group. What role does leadership play in guiding the action of a crowd? Leadership plays several crucial roles in guiding a crowd by providing direction, motivation, and a sense of purpose. A leader can influence the crowd's action through clear communication, strategic decision making, and by fostering a positive and unified environment. Leadership plays a crucial role in guiding the physical psychology of a crowd by shaping its directions, beliefs, and action. Leadership can influence crowds through various means, including persuasion, affirmation, and emotional appeals, and by fostering a sense of shared vision and purpose. Effective leadership can encourage positive behaviors within a group, while poor leadership can exploit the group dynamics for negative outcomes.
According to Wikipedia, a classic example of crowd psychology in a school is school spirit rallies, where students become highly enthusiastic, which means having or showing interest or approval and supportive of their school sports team. Even if they wouldn't normally be overly expressive during a rally, students experience emotional contagions as feelings of excitement and support spread rapidly throughout the crowd. They also undergo deviation, feeling a loss of personal accountability and a stronger sense of shared group identity, leading them to cheer loudly, participate in chants, and wear school colors in a way they might not alone. How does the presence of a crowd influence an individual's decision-making process? The presence of a crowd influences individual decision through social help, where well-learned tasks are performed better, and social loving, where individuals exert less effort on tasks. Crowds also foster conformity to group norms, sometimes leading to increased risk-taking or adhere to flawed concepts or groupthink. This social influence can also result in individuation, where a sense of anonymity reduces personal accountability for decisions. What are the potential risks of de-individuation in large gathering? The consequences of de-individuation can be both positive and negative. On one hand, it can also lead to increased group unity and a sense of belongings. On the other hand, it may result in reduced personal responsibility for one's actions within the group, potentially leading to destructive or de-inhabit behavior, which means acting without self-control. What strategies can be employed to manage crowd behavior in public events? Effective crowd management at public events relies on a combination of productive planning, clear communication, and strategies development of resources. Strategies include risk assessment, venue planning with clear routines and zones, implementation of security and check-in system, and emergency planning. Other key elements involve using technology like crowd monitoring system, providing clear signals, and having well-trained staff and security panel. To sum up our presentation, psychology of crowds basically talks about how individuals behave within groups, often differently than when they are alone. According to conscious theory, it states that individuals are inherently as they come under the hypotonic influence of a crowd. A person may adapt the behavior of others in a crowd. It both has positive and negative side of it. The positive side is you all socialized with other people that you don't know, and the negative side is you be influenced by the crowd and do things that is not right. Psychology of crowds speaks volume in many aspects in certain areas. Be responsible at all times and think carefully when making certain decisions. Thank you.